everyone, welcome to today's video. So we're just gonna continue our discussion about the babies not liking formula and refusing formula at the 3-4 months mark. So yesterday's video I mentioned how this kind of happens, what tricks you can try, what possible causes there are that you want to explore. So today I'm gonna continue with our story and tell you what the solution was for us. So we got to the point when she completely refused formula. At the very end of the 3 months mark, I could say it was like the last few days of the 3 months mark, so I'm just gonna say 4 month mark. So let's just say that right at the beginning of the 4 months she refused the formula completely, and as a last resort I tried starving her for the whole day and see if she takes her formula. And she didn't. So she went the whole day, and I'm talking about from the morning she woke up. She didn't. I offered her the formula every single time when she was telling me she's hungry, and she refused it every single time. And we went to the end of the day and that was the max that I could go with not feeding her. As I mentioned it in the previous video, she was a very small baby, and for her to not gain weight or even lose weight was just something that I just couldn't let that happen, because she was so small. She was already underweight for her age, right? Okay, so she was about 5 kilos at that time. We are talking about the whole 4 months. So anyways, I couldn't afford her to lose weight, or because she lost some weight when she went through this sickness called flu anyways, and not to gain weight because she was such a small baby. So for me this was the end of the end. So I tried her on for a whole day of not feeding her and just keep offering her the formula, and so she refused it every single time. And then at that evening I just really wanted her to eat something, so I gave her just the yogurt, like, not a natural organic, nothing special, just regular yogurt I had in my fridge. It was flavored and obviously full of sugar, like you would expect from a regular yogurt, but she ate it. She ate the whole thing. So that kind of showed me that she's ready for solid foods. Obviously she was super hungry, but the formula was completely refused. I even tried giving her a little bit of juice mixed with water, not just to get something into her, and even that she didn't really want to eat. And so with the yogurt she completely ate it. So from the next day on I made her a smoothie, and I was drinking a smoothie every single morning, so I just made her a specific smoothie as well. And I put lots of veggies in there, lots of different fruits to get different vitamins and minerals in her smoothie. This is in December, mind you, because I wanted to get everything organic. Like I only wanted to give her organic anything in the smoothie, so everything I was putting in the smoothie was organic. And then I had to get organic fruits, and then in December it's just you don't have as much of the variety than you would in the summer. So she was also getting organic frozen berries in the smoothie as well, and the banana. And so she also got fat in the smoothie. I was putting in, I think I started with just fish oil at that time. Pretty sure I started with just fish oil. I bought the fish oil that has a good taste, the Barlean's fish oil that actually tastes really good. And I put that in there because fat is extremely important for your baby. So basically what I wanted to try to do is to imitate, so to speak, the formula. So when I looked at the formula, at the back of the formula, and saw how much vitamins, minerals are in there, and in what quantities, how much protein in there, how much protein, how much carbohydrates, how much sugar, how much fat, what kind of fat is in there, and then I wanted to give her obviously something that provides the same nutrients, but it's not a formula, basically. So what she was getting in this, so she wasn't just getting the smoothie, but that was the smoothie was basically something that she was getting throughout the day, and she was getting other stuff as well. But so with the smoothie, we went with the fruits, veggies, organic fruits and organic veggies, fish oil. Later on, I added in other oils as well. So slowly added other oils as well. So now she gets either flaxseed oil or hemp seed oil or MCT oil. And she always gets fish oil in her smoothies, but she gets extra fish oil in other foods as well. So she's getting a lot of fat because that's super important for babies. I'm trying to limit the sugar. I know she needs sugar, but they need a little bit more than you would think. You would think like nothing, but they do need some sugar actually for the brain development. So I actually, to the smoothie, I didn't add anything, because there is the naturally occurring sugar in the fruits, but in her other foods I did give a little coconut syrup. We use coconut syrup and then later on honey to get her enough sugar without going to too much sugar. And they need protein. To the smoothie, I was mixing in protein. So I had a protein mix that I used as well, and I was mixing in to her smoothie a certain amount of protein as well. So as I said, I was trying to kind of mimic the formula as much as I can nutrition wise. So I'm a nutritionist, I know how to kind of get that. Obviously I couldn't measure how much vitamins and minerals she's getting from the fruits, so I was kind of just hoping for the best in that case, and I was just switching up fruits and veggies from day to day. Anyway, so she got onto the smoothie amazingly well. No, she didn't refuse it from the beginning. Never refused it, so to speak. She's still on the smoothie. And at 18 months, obviously, she's eating solid foods. But now the smoothie is important because she's teething, and lots of the time she just can't eat enough solid foods. So we still using the smoothie base. It just changed a little bit. She went from refusing the formula and not eating almost anything to eating the smoothie like a champ the next day, and she just took to it beautifully. She was also getting breast milk. Mind you, I was breastfeeding her until 1 year old, but it was just such a tiny amount that I really can't say that she was getting too much out of that. So other things that she was getting was chicken soup, blended up. So chicken soup, by chicken soup I mean organic chicken cooked and with water and that's blended. And she didn't like that. Babies at that age, the 3 to 4 months, they really prefer sweet things, and they don't really get onto not sweet food. But this was something I wanted her to start getting used to, getting for meat and for the iron, for the iron, for the protein content, right? Because iron is very important for the babies as well. So basically she did eat it, okay? So she did eat her chicken. Those she didn't really like it. And by eat it I meant we were using the bottles that she was getting the formula from. I had to cut the nipple part. We had to cut a bigger hole on the nipple because obviously the food was less liquidy. I mean, I put lots of water in the smoothie because you know, when they are 6 months old and you slowly adding them solid food, you start introducing them to solid food, they are still getting a lot of formula and breast milk, and they get a lot of water in there, and they don't have to actually drink extra water. But with us, didn't have the whole month of introduction of solid food. We just had to give it to her, so she eats and grows and gets everything that she needs to. So we had to switch her completely. So she didn't really want to drink water. I wanted her to try to drink a little bit of water, just to add a little bit of water, more water into her diet, because she wasn't getting enough from solid food, obviously. We tried with the bottle, but she just really didn't want to get on it. So basically she was still constipated, and the constipation just came from obviously not getting enough water. She was getting a little bit of prune juice every day up until she reached that 6-month mark. She started to 6-7 month mark. She actually started to drink water, and then that constipation solved. That issue was solved, but until then I really watered up the juice, the smoothie. The smoothie was completely water based and very liquidy. Obviously I wanted to make it as liquidy as possible because she was sucking it from the bottle, so she wasn't eating it from the spoon at the 4-month mark. And she also was getting a little bit of prune juice mixed with water to just kind of get, because otherwise she was extremely constipated. So the other thing she was getting, as I said, was chicken. She was kind of getting used to that slowly. First absolutely didn't want to eat it, then she ate a little bit out of it, and then this was also watered up and made extremely liquidy, so she could actually drink it still from the cup. And then veggies, she also got some veggies mashed up, pureed up, and again made extremely liquidy. I could feed her with a spoon, but I prefer to give these so she can just drink it. She was eating yogurt as well almost every day, not quite every day, with the spoon, so I started to spoon feed her as well at the 4-month mark. And she with the yogurt, we bought her Greek yogurt because it's higher in protein. Organic yogurt, it was organic and completely unflavored. I didn't want any extra sugar, any flavor, nothing in it. Obviously to eat it, we had to change that, and basically I was using the fish oil. So she got, because this Barlin's fish oil tastes amazing, so I always mixed that into her yogurt, and that gave flavor and sweetness to it, so she actually ate it. And it also a little bit of coconut syrup was added just because she needed more sugar in her diet, and I know that sounds so bad, but she didn't really get too much sugar otherwise, and they do need sugar for their brain development. The brain uses sugar for energy, so there is a certain amount of sugar she needs to get during every day, so we did need to add that in, and then we used the form of organic coconut syrup to add that in. And the last thing she was getting was just something just during the night. She woke up once or twice during the night, but she had setbacks, so there were nights when she woke up more, like 4 or 5 times. And basically for the night feedings what we had was almond milk based, So I was just a base of almond milk, extra fat added into it, so that was again in the form of the fish oil. The coconut syrup added into it for the sugar, to have the certain amount of sugar content, like we are talking about extremely small amount, and also protein, because it just doesn't have enough protein in there. So the only thing I wasn't sure enough that she gets enough of is iron. I mean, she was getting iron rich food, but I couldn't tell how much iron she's getting, so I was just wanted to make sure that she does get iron. So every second, third day she also got cold version of hot chocolate. So basically with the almond milk we mixed in a little bit of the hot chocolate you can get, with the least amount of sugar that you can get, and she kind of liked it. I can't say she loved it. She loves it now, but she drank it, and that's the main reason for that was really just to get the iron in there. So basically this is gonna be about the main idea of the video, and I'm gonna finish it really soon. So this was our solution. We had to we basically didn't have the what most parents have. The most parents have from 6 months to 1 year olds. They have 6 months to kind of get their baby off of the formula and on to solid foods slowly and beautifully switch over to solid foods. With her it all happened from one day to the other, like literally from the next day, and it worked out fine. So she was gaining her weight, everything fine. She's developing beautifully. You will know everything more about her development, and I will talk more about obviously this feeding as it progressed during the month, because this right now, hello, you can see me again. We did this switch at the 4-month mark, and I will talk a lot about it in the what to expect in the 4-month video as well. So what I wanted to say is that also as all this progressed and changed, and we started to change into purees and using more spoon feeding and all that, that will be in the videos coming up by month. For this feeding issue, this was our solution, and if you are going through the same thing and you just can't figure it out and can't afford for your baby to lose weight and not to gain weight like us, and you just have to completely switch to solid foods at this 4-month mark, it's doable. It's completely doable, and it works out. You just have to be really sure that she's getting every single vitamins and minerals, and also you want to make sure what you introduce her at that age, because the digestive system is really just not developed well. So for example, I didn't want to give her baby cereals or any kind of cereals at that age. I didn't want anything wheat in her diet, any grains in her diet just yet. I tried to make sure that she gets enough protein and carbohydrates, fat for sure. She was getting so much fat, and yeah, the iron at those age obviously, and your calcium is very important as well. Your calcium and your vitamin D. She was also still on her vitamin D. She's always been on her vitamin D supplement and probiotic supplement. She was getting those. That's it for today's video. If I did leave anything out, you're more than welcome to ask me in the comments, and then I will get back to you. And see you next time.